Okay, Saturday, 7th of September, 2024. So Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Psychology Saturday, understand yourself and others. My experience with loneliness. Now, it seems to be in the course of a man's life that there would be a period of loneliness. Maybe out of no social connections, no real money, no real plans or objectives, a bit adrift in life, any particular reason, valid or invalid. And there seems to be a period of loneliness in life. And I think the trick is to use that loneliness to your advantage, to recognize that as a chance to focus, turning inwards to your heart, mind, or soul, your character, your ambitions, your goals, your priorities, your values. Using that time away from society as a way to reconfigure yourself, to think and plan and strategize and realize what you want and don't want in life. I want that, I don't want that, and vice versa. And we don't want to let that time get us down either, because it's temporary. Like most pains in life, it's temporary. It lasts a short period of time until something fundamentally changes. Something in here, or here. In a sense of attitude, priorities, values, time, standards, you name it. Until something changes, that's going to be the status quo, the normality. Now, we want to embrace that loneliness because it's a chance to think and plan and strategize. Over the past decade or so, I used that loneliness, so to speak, to really work and build and create things behind the scenes. Things outside of this vlog, for example. Even this vlog itself, you could say, is a result of loneliness, where it's creating something to share and put into the world. That's an archive, that's a library for the future. Yeah, in a way, but that's also long-term thinking. That time in loneliness, also at the same time, can be destructive as well, because you realize that there's a reason for this happening, and you want to find out why. Why don't you have many friends, many connections, many people you know? Why is the inbox empty? Why is it next nothing? Maybe one message a week or a month. Because also you could say that socially speaking, in terms of socializing with people, something fundamentally is wrong. And again, unless something changes here, or here, in terms of attitudes, priorities, value, the things you bring to the world, that inbox will be empty, and something has to change. And that could be absolutely anything. It could simply be location in the world. Yeah, quite possible. It could be simply that people through social media don't recognize your value. Things like that. All kinds of reasons. But that time in loneliness has to be used to develop ourselves. Learning, studying, reading, everything. I have daily tasks, and I do those as fast as I can, including the vlog here, so I can work on other stuff, while 90% of my time, more than 90%, alone. Because it's also a chance to focus. Because I think in the future, in 10, 20, 30, 40 years, 50 years from now, 60 years from now, I'll look back at that time alone and actually be amazed at how simple and straightforward life was. Get up, work, sleep. Get up, work, sleep. Get up, work, sleep. No other distractions, no other responsibilities, no other whatever else. So in some way in the future, and again, way into the future, you might miss that loneliness because life was simpler, for better or for worse. Life was simpler. So then it's worthwhile understanding and treasuring where sometimes life, you don't know when the good times are. You don't know when those amazing times, the golden era is. You don't know when it is, only in hindsight. And then sometimes you might think, well, actually that time alone was good. Fewer distractions. I was able to focus on myself, and I was building and doing exactly what I wanted. That's powerful. That's powerful because you're working on your goals as a man. You're building and creating things that you want to see in life and in the world. It's a great time to build a foundation for the future. Combine that with clarity. I want that, don't want that. And you're building it with deep roots, deep foundational roots. You can create something where 5, 10, 20 years from now, you're creating something where you're proud of. And I think that's important. So that loneliness is an opportunity, it's a chance. I think fundamentally everything is an opportunity. It's a chance to grow, to build, to create, to see, to experience. If you see it in that way, if you see it as an opportunity, if you see the plane is delayed by half an hour, is that a disaster or is it an opportunity? Well, it's an opportunity to read, it's an opportunity to think more, it's an opportunity to plan and imagine if there's a reception, to chat with ChatGPT about things. That's powerful. So that loneliness, like most things, you want to turn it to advantage. A chance to build, create, imagine, plan, strategize, you name it. Powerful, powerful stuff. Meaning you're working on your things. Now also, loneliness, something fundamentally has to change to get rid of that loneliness. Could be different location in the world, your social skills, money, business, anything. It could be absolutely anything. Your value, your perceived and recognized value through social media, through content creation, through publishing, you name it. Because also at the same time, one way to defeat that loneliness is to be someone of value that people are attracted to, as opposed to you chasing people not to be alone, people coming to you. As people come to you, then you can arguably, you've got to increase your discernment skills as to know who to let in. Then it's the opposite of loneliness. You're full, people are chasing you, coming to you because you're someone of value. So the higher value you are, but also recognized value through social media, for example, people are going to be flocking to you, messaging you, DMing you. And that itself would defeat the loneliness. It's powerful. So really you could say loneliness is a motivating factor to push you to get that thing what you want, to be that person, to achieve that thing, to have that thing, you name it. It's a motivating factor. Why? Because you could argue it's that pain. I don't want this, the loneliness, so I want to be the center of attention or center focal of a community or society, push towards creating just that thing in your own way, by your own standards, by your own metrics. Fair enough. Because what I've come to realize intrinsically is that fundamentally everyone's got different motivators, different things, different priorities and values and standards and objectives. Makes total sense. Then some people would thrive in that loneliness. Some people would despise it for whatever reason. But it's worth recognizing the opportunity in loneliness to build something, to create, to have clarity. Again, working on here, the heart, soul or mind, something here in these three places that improves you, that again, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, you look back at today, anytime now, today, not right now, but these days, look back with pride. Say, yeah, I'm glad I did this, or I'm glad I did that, I'm glad I built this. I'm glad I started learning Spanish years ago. I'm glad I've gone here. I'm glad I climbed that mountain. I'm glad I ran that marathon. I'm glad I built that business. I'm glad I'm doing those things. I'm glad. Why? Because in the future, you'll look back at those times and think, different life back then. Fewer distractions, less obligations, you name it. And then what did you do with that time? You did something worthwhile with that time. That's powerful. Important. So it's an opportunity. And then to change that loneliness, something fundamentally has to change. The network, the connections, the place, the people, you name it, that recognize social value where people come to you. Powerful, powerful stuff. It's an opportunity. Like most things in life, it's an opportunity. And I guess like most things in life, it's an opportunity in disguise. But I think from a psychological point of view, it's worth recognizing the opportunity in loneliness. Opportunity in other things, a chance to improve, the chance to do, see, have, be something. That's powerful. It's a very proactive, positive way of approaching life. Very, very powerful. Yeah. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Psychology Saturday. Understand others and yourself. Understand yourself and others. You will see me tomorrow.